Welcome aboard, everyone. My name is Carrie, and I'll be your captain and storyteller on board the Wendy. For your safety, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat throughout the voyage. And parents, please supervise your children. Now, while most people journey to enchanted worlds through the pages of a book, those who visit in person, be it down a rabbit hole or with a pinch of pixie dust, often find the way to be magical, or even menacing. But not to worry. Although it looks like we're passing through the jaws of Monstro, the giant whale that swallowed Pinocchio, we're really being transported to a magical place called Storybook Land.
Yay! Storybook Land, Noah! Yay! Look at the little house on Alvin.
Of course, our story begins with once upon a time, and in this case, a big bad wolf who lives in the cave on our left. He's always after the three little pigs. Luckily, they live across the way in those three little houses. Viper Pig's house of straw, Fiddler Pig's house of sticks, and Practical Pig's house of wolf-proof bricks.
Up on the hill, posh style.
But then our story takes a strange turn, for just around the corner is the quaint English village that's home to Alice. One golden afternoon, she followed a white rabbit down the rabbit hole into Wonderland, where everything became curiouser and curiouser. In fact, Storybook Land is full of fantastic places, like London Park on our right, over which Wendy, John, and Michael Darling first flew with Peter Pan and Tinkerbell on their way to Neverland, where you never ever have to grow up. And places like Agrabah, city of mystery and enchantment, where a street rat named Aladdin bumped into Princess Jasmine in the marketplace and stole her heart. And though they were from two different worlds, through the power of love and the help of a genie, they now live happily married in the Sultan's palace atop the hill. These magical places of Storybook Land are where love shines, like the twinkling lights in the archways above us. The same ones Aladdin and Jasmine soared over, sideways and under, on a magic carpet ride to a whole new world. But while all good stories are full of love and light, they have their dark places too, like the Cave of Wonders just ahead. Its treasure bears a curse that can only be lifted by the genie of the lamp. Legend has it whoever frees the genie will be granted 3 wishes. What would you wish for? Snow White wished for a safe place to hide from the evil queen and came upon the cozy forest cottage on our right. It's the home of the 7 dwarves who offered her shelter in return for her kindness. You can hear Snow White whistling while she works, and the dwarves digging in their mines. Turning the page to our left, we can see the stately chateau where Cinderella wished to go to the ball. And with a bibbidi-bobbidi-boo, her fairy godmother granted that wish. But when she failed to leave by midnight, her coach turned back into a pumpkin, and it's still there on the bridge. While magic has its limits, thankfully love does not, and Cinderella now lives with her Prince Charming in the castle high above. A dream is a wish your heart makes. Some dream of happily ever after, while others dream of drifting off to sleep on hills of quilted flowers, like the ones on our left, inspired by the 1933 silly symphony cartoon, Lullaby Land. That's the magic of a bedtime story. Magic is everywhere in Storybook Land, even in the plants and trees, which are kept small through the enchantment of Tinkerbell. Much like the Lost Boys of Neverland, they'll never grow up. That's just part of what made this place a favorite of master storyteller Walt Disney, and continues to inspire storytellers today. But at this time, it looks like we're going to have to put a bookmark in our story because I can't go further. Next is the classical tale of Wind in the Willows. There's Mole and Ransom on his home on the water's edge, and Mr. Toad's stately Toad Hall. Sorry, folks, J. Thaddeus Toad isn't home right now. He's in Fantasyland on a wild ride to nowhere in particular. And of course, stories of magic like that of Arendelle beneath the frozen mountains. You can see the ice palace atop the fjord where Queen Elsa fled for fear of hurting someone. But her sister Princess Anna refused to let her go, and that act of true love saved them both. In the alpine village ahead, the woodcarver Geppetto wished upon a star for his puppet to become a real boy. And after Pinocchio saved him from Monstro, the blueberry granted that wish. Oh, I almost forgot Wandering Oaken's trading post in song. Wishes are a part of so many fairy tales, like the one that inspired a little mermaid named Ariel to follow Prince Eric to the castle on our right. She gave up her life under the sea to fulfill her dream of becoming part of our world. Ariel had to leave behind her underwater home of Atlantica on our left, ruled by her father, King Triton, who was against it at birth. But in the end, like in all good stories, he saw to it his daughter received her happily ever after. And that happy ending is the final piece of our storybook magic. So as we return to the dock, please keep your hands, arms, and fingers inside the boat. It's been a pleasure having you on board, and on behalf of all the storytellers here, we wish you the best on your visit to Disneyland. Please remain seated.